We believe now. Who believe here?
Lincoln now what you foul Lincoln.
Now Lincoln trifle.
Lincoln.
Chelsea Lincoln fanable. Because every day no needs to come on with contest. Today be a moya na mo kan za atra
contest na brofo.
I say mate. Say sa na be.
Brofo.
Mate senior. But yo any problem clear.
Football no eye test o.
Football eye test mate.
Eye test.
That is your opinion and I
respect. And see TV na chia. The be hunu no na beka.
Na the yet what na
the contest na dey.
Na the what na tini say Chelsea na. Inti what are you saying?
Lincoln 2-1.
Johnson and 7-2. And now 5-4. Maybe so Liverpool chase Southampton or say. Oh, no need few Liverpool few. Or say Southampton saying. And they always say, oh, mentality. Don't say that Liverpool. No, I'm okay. I'm catch you. Say about Unkrobo. Danny Brewer, Liverpool. The mentality.
Kofi.
Liverpool. The all the out there.
Oh yeah, the major problem.
Mate.
The Manchester City.
No problem. What can we do?
Niema Nkuya. You don't want to accept the fact that Niema Nkuya.
Nothing. Obi aka say Chelsea Niema Nkuya.
2-1 Lincoln.
But what shana on share?
Moshe, but enye winners all celebrate.
You are celebrated. Me Jamie baby now friend me doubters believers. I'm sitting now. Me buy me cash. I've not celebrated anything. Me buy my cash Chelsea say 2-1. Who na hold on na okika. Say doubters believers. I'm say okay, no problem.
Oh na be catch say. A bedroom ni bi no. Yen say yen doubt Chelsea. You ba be believers.
No problem.
And I'm say the who Chelsea team no. More my every reason to keep doubting this Chelsea.
No problem. I'm say okay, then keep doubting. Yen tokwa o.
Okay.
Me nti agentine twa. I say who person set your agenda bia na me ba ho. Me I want you to stay there. You know camp no. I want you to stay there. So, don't worry.
Me cap.
I say obi no camp. Obi no camp. Chema Bajo say team we back. It is a bar para.
I see. Go enko.
One of the other teams that you've been doubting is Real Madrid.
Yeah.
And I don't know, maybe I don't want to wait for too long. The signs are there. It doesn't have to be the best. And I say, and you say you're flawless and sound work, I say you are seeing progress somewhere. Teams can even be dropping point or losing, but when there is progress. And now, Xabi Alonso the Madrid team no echo Levante, echo Kobo game. And in a game that they went away from home, they got a job done, which I think say minimum in an area Jumama Xabi Alonso Real Madrid team. Two things. First thing is the fact that now that reason I make a choice say human kitchen when it comes to common sense changes no what's no. And now when a chin trying almost go free flowing fullback no. It's the simple things. And I'll tell you something. After the game, this is what Abranti friend Vinny Jr. Kanye. Vinny Jr. say we pressed really well. By doing that, we will always win. I told you. Say, I won't wait for long. I don't need to be a fan of a particular club to say the right things I'm seeing from them. If the thing is right, you have to say it. H. We say, Xabi Alonso Bayern. Idea was to say is the intensity without the ball. And we can several times say, Bonnie, Sano. What you do on the ball doesn't really matter. It is what you do without the ball that makes all the difference. And that is what has changed what is happening with Team FM Real Madrid. And then now, Vinny Jr. Ankasa has come out and then he has come to say, truly, it is essentially about press it without the ball. And now, the first goal in a very, very good Trivela shot, outside foot, and got the first goal for them. But on the Spanish La Liga table, Madrid are on top 11 goals plus no 18 points. Barcelona were one game in hand, almost 13 points. So Barcelona had more China. If Barca able to win, it goes to 16 points from Football Club Barcelona. Too early still.
Maybe say and discuss this. You move on to next. slide. On say yeah Ballon d'Or ni wie no. Discussions are nipa dodo na yen say. So we Kylian Mbappe born no asha ase bona. A set tone no de ma Yami aduma the next Ballon d'Or ne be no. And as I didn't clear say a beye Lamine Yamal then Kylian Mbappe. Would the Kylian Mbappe yeah? And the Lamine Yamal so likely if you ever do that discussions, you know.
Say it's going to be Kylian Mbappe.
Kylian Mbappe and then Lamine Yamal.
See, I'm still a young man. But one thing that I know is that football, 8 months, 7 months is a long time.
Because injuries are
yeah. And let me tell you something.
We had to perform.
Yeah, Ousmane Dembele as him.
Yeah.
Ousmane Dembele as early as December, no Ballon d'Or come. It was Mohamed Salah and then Rafinha. And then the early favorites. When we entered into the year, no, last time Paris Saint-Germain ain't even automatic qualifications in the Champions League. So how was Ousmane Dembele going to be in Champions League conversation, in Ballon d'Or conversation? It was from January, and was starting to Obergum, and in the turn of 2025, he had scored most goals in the Europe's all of Europe's attackers, even at somewhere around March. So yes, Mbappe is on red hot form. My catch was, I feel like this is an Mbappe season. It may not be the Mbappe season, but I mean, you know, which and now in one of those quotes, as my boys know, it was in there as a bench here for the killing return Mbappe to score. Why? Because in our member Jimono, you are quite a Ballon d'Or celebration. And your French in Haji Ballon d'Or. Mbappe in France, people thought it could have been him before the daily. He would want to do something. So yes, the hunger will be there for both Mbappe and Lamine Yamal. But we are in just September. It's early days yet.
Okay.
I'm sure that they are going to be in the conversation, but you can't pinpoint it to come down to them. I mean, yeah, World Cup next year.
Sure.
The World Cup will be a key determinant in what happens in the next year's Ballon d'Or. So Lamine Yamal Europe. Now you call World Cup and what happens in the World Cup doesn't favor Spain, and with all their quality, you don't qualify to one of 16 quarterfinals, semi-final, finals. People ask questions of Lamine Yamal's influence on the national team. So Mbappe air call and here for DJ Deschamps team once and I see almost struggle. There'll be question marks about Kylian Mbappe. So it's a long haul, and Barcelona, yes, you can begin to stay out that conversation. But as an analyst, I think that SCN to Basikaka, the 40 games and now Kylian Mbappe in your brace for team friend Real Madrid. Form. Yeah, form and I think that Xabi Alonso have gotten part of that Madrid team to understand that as it stands now, Mbappe is a main guy and they have to play for him. I know that Vini will want to fight it within the performances. But so Vini Parker as well. Adam Villa doesn't mind to work for Mbappe. Santuano doesn't mind to work for Mbappe. Federico Valverde does not care. See, you need second boss name Mbappe in concussion. And that is why I brought what Abentia friend Vini Junior and Kasaka I said they pressed well. That was Madrid's problem last season. Anything I may say, I like Xabi Alonso. I said same at the early days of Hansi with a flick. Say when he came, it was about psyche and mentality. But we are not Xabi a team, you know. You're not good enough. He said that he told the boys that they can play. They should go and play. Press, win the ball up, and then play straightforward. Only Adiabakwa Emma teams that was Spanish La Liga and struggling even in the Spanish La Liga is the growth in quality of Madrid Barcelona as compared to the other teams. Who compare Lua? Who could leave me to say no more English Premier League crowd? Who could Italian Serie A? See, can you say that? It's even the top teams, no. Almost say the Lisca. And the smaller teams, no, are touching on those players. So the growth in quality is not too large. That is why at some point in time, when Juve had proper money and they were investing, we were winning a lot in the Italian Serie A, to which Madrid have opened up the gap. Barca will game Bochina. This weekend, Madrid derby against Atletico de Madrid. Atletico de Madrid team have not shown that they can be good enough. It is going to be a really, really interesting game, and the season along for team and friend Real Madrid. Maybe problem, you know, and they say, in case Vini gets a good season, Mbappe gets a good season. I like what Barcelona did in this Ballon d'Or. They didn't essentially push Lamine Yamal video. And I'm saying this because I never heard Hansi Flick say that Lamine Yamal. Even in the lead up to the Ballon d'Or, Omu Bisa Hansi Flick. So we win the Ballon d'Or, so Barca essentially stayed away out of our two players now and said that okay, yeah, two of them I want to see for them number two. I want to show you No, I mean,
are you sure?
They are pushed in the back. I don't know. Per what I saw in the media red, they never show say Omu Pay and What is why are you saying some Pushi Lamine Yamal? Because Hansi Flick did not say that. I never heard one Laporta say that that's where they wanted to go.
Maybe are the mainstream Barca no answer them, but if you are looking at supporters no at the end they feel Lamine Yamal is their boy.
I'm saying the supporters are saying I'm talking about the club in itself. You see several times. Paris Saint-Germain say, Obi Bisa Luis Enrique, who should win the Ballon d'Or? He said clearly.
Paris Saint-Germain at the end they're clear.
No, but I'm saying that at least they were clear. They push somebody. Luis Enrique can't. But I never heard Hansi Flick say, okay, they are not saying we. But there was Vitinha there. There was other players that maybe put me a call Bomudin.
Okay.
Because Vitinha had a good shout. I want to know what Madrid will do because Madrid has a history of pushing one player for the Ballon d'Or. Who are they going to push? The last time, Bellingham and Vini, it affected Vini. Who are they going to push in this one? Which, and a League Cup. Now, Barca for any one good news, one not so good news. I'll talk about it. Now, League Cup games near boring already. 7 Premier League teams and a free, including Real Manchester United in the second round. And now it was the third round. And a slot at Neffield against Southampton. Now, what happened in the game? Two major things when I'm best become oneself. One, the goal that was scored by our branch friend Alexander Isak as his first goal for Liverpool. And secondly, this thing that happened in the 84th minute, when a branch friend Ruben Kitiki Ekoko see a goal. Although there was the yellow card or something in the shirt, any red card. And this is what Ekitike said. I'll tell you what Anaslot said. Ekitike said, I was so excited to help the team achieve another victory here in our home for my first Carabao Cup match. And then Ekitike said, the emotion got the better of me. My apologies to all Red family. Thanks to the fans who always support us and to my teammates for this victory. And Anaslot said, Ekitike, you're very needless and stupid. Wow. Yeah, he said it. He said that if I went past 3 players and put in the top corner, then maybe you can say this is all about me. But if I scored a goal like Hugo did tonight, I will turn to Chiesa and say it's about you. Federico is great. Assist, great run, and do it well. And maybe that's me being old school. It was stupid, not smart in every sense.
Maybe I'm not a what the yellow card that. And unim so raw just in Kwadi Abas yellow card. So now the import they are fine. But unim so yellow card, I think yes, I agree. Yeah. The timing now this is good. Emma a Liverpool win in a Carabao Cup. Yeah. But unim previous what the yellow card.
Yeah.
So don't take or shut no off. And Sanjana another yellow card. Imagine saying Kakufia where if you need to bear 12 minutes.
Yeah.
What team?
Yeah, over her team.
10 against 11.
CH Chiesa, Ekitike say emotions, and sometimes emotions get the better of us.
Sure.
But Anaslot is also valid. So can say Sadio now you're stupider. You come as an HH in science and Tadeka, but it was stupid. And Utie Hugo Ekitike and the emotion better. Which how do you play for Liverpool? Nipa or two all forces about the big game, maybe no. Hey, Alexander Isak. Or play you watch Anthony to come and play. What's our match? Then you get a red card. You've given Alexander Isak a chance to come and play the game. And Isak will keep on playing. And now, the games, this is how it looks like. Brighton, Kwawe, Koshe, Barnsley 6-0. Cardiff, Eshe, Burnley 2-1. Fulham, Eshe, Cambridge 1-0. Lincoln, Chelsea, Koshe, 2-0. Wycombe, Eshe, Wigan 2-0. Wolves, Eshe, Everton 2-0. Wrexham 2-0. And our Liverpool for a winning game by 2-1 and so on. You see, Chelsea beating Lincoln is nothing. But the game highlighted why a very important for Enzo Maresca to sort things out before it gets late. Because defeat is a very bad thing. It does a lot of wrong things to the mind. And in 2 defeats in a row against Bayern and against Manchester United, Chelsea really showed the first half against Lincoln and said, what kind of football is this? Who's that Copa and travel while Maurice or Wesley for fun and Chaloba and I'm not Lee Jorgensen? Rich, when I was watching the game, I realized that Lincoln Foley even as a division, as a League One team, said we can go and play. There's something there for us. Really, only too aggressive. Every Maresca said before the game started, as someone catching the players, they said, "See na Lincoln, Bebo." They will believe that Omania they so much you match them. If you don't do your things well, they will beat you. After the game, don't be saying Maresca say, who call half time no? No, we perform by go to 0. Then I catch your boys no. O catch interview once, as soon as they catch you, say me catch na wa. Enye papa.
Maresca so do obey.
You good. Only man half time no. The attitude you dey go time no me say, who's Alex Ferguson? Yes, Alex Ferguson hair dryer treatment. I wonder if he gave them the hair dryer treatment. Which immediately Chelsea came back from half time. 48 minutes. Now Bentia Tyree George out of nowhere. 1-1. Then just a couple of minutes later, 2 more minutes later, Bentia Facundo Buonanotte. And so man, 2 goals to 1. From there, it was about a brawl, it was about physicality, and then winning the game. Which, I think teams have found Maresca out. And I'll say it here. If you've not, who said last season? You know Maresca more 3-2-5 without the ball. See, without Okitabo about 3-2-5. From the day that Crystal Palace any Chelsea boss our first game of the season. Crystal Palace ever pressing 5-4-1. What is that on the tactical board? Ever pressing 5-4-1 when they had the ball each. So they had a 5-4-1. And if you say no, only aggressing to the 2 midfielders now are saying no. Then they leave the first line for you. Which from that day, everything that presses Chelsea presses in that ship. And again, Enzo Maresca at half full time, one beside and say, what changed? And I say, or call half time no, or some structure no. And I've seen him do it in the second half of Brentford, or come on a 2-2-6. Because I say no, South First is over train they leave them they press them. If you don't imagine you don't press them aggressive. And that was a big problem part for Maresca. I think that's also going for him because I believe the teams in the Premier League are really finding him out and he needs to be very careful. And yes, so results is that says as it stands now, some level of goodwill on the tank. That
this weekend more Brighton
and Hove Albion. It's a tough game. Fabian Hesler is good. If Maresca doesn't change, fix things right, I think and many say Maresca Reece James as a normal fullback. First, who's or inverting Reece James because Reece James into a best over cover too much distance. But then the best form of Reece James is when he plays on the wing. So I give me any more ball at Old Trafford no. The best times was when Reece James was putting in each crosses. He is the best player from there, playing from the wing now. With no problem. Because playing this centrally these days is not working. Take him out to a normal ball. Because Brighton will ask a lot of questions from Chelsea following him. It's another thing that I observed from the game. Sekopa Manya Fate or Man Instant Channel starting Andre Santos. Andre Santos was Chelsea's best player against Lincoln and Ra. I don't know if you've paid attention to him. He is good. He doesn't lose the ball. And I think Enzo Fernandez is dropping a little bit when you say or whatever the case is. But Enzo Maresca should find confidence in Andre Santos, no money because that is the boy that looks like he's going to do very well for him. I was not impressed about Philippe Jorgensen going over Babeda, and this is what I was telling you about Maresca kind. Or see, we knew what to expect. Long throws, free kicks. I spoke to them to find out how many of them play this kind of games. Maresca said, oh no, Obisa gets us in ball match, he say that. lower divisions, England, they are too long to no piano. No, you're worried. João Arthur said same. And he expected the game to be like that. I think teams will press Chelsea as they do until there is André Santos and after we are comfortable in the first phase or Romeo Lavia is fully back. They begin to get those things and Enzo Maresca has to find solutions. And yes, there's going to be a lot of trouble. What is a Gavi?
Yeah.
Charlie.
Apparently in a situation here.
Just 19 years of age.
Too much.
And Gavi getting injured. No, about it says it's a medial meniscus. And that's it. I failed to do research on where exactly the medial meniscus was. I'll do that if God willing or China. But for a medial meniscus to tear, usually the meniscus holds things. It means that it's not good enough. It's going to be out for I think 4 to 5 months. It's a long time. Very, very long time for a bunch of friend Gavi. I mean, 19 years of age, Barca for no, maybe at all. You see, the good thing is that Barca now have Marc Bernal and Marc Casado fully back in the team. It's maybe they won't need him. Barca are closing in on the contract extension of Frankie de Jong and now almost a 3-year contract. I can command agents, you know. So I'm ashamed. I could see two more kahon. You say, you had the conviction on into Barca of Frankie de Jong. He never doubted, say, Ope Barca. Every time Frankie said, Barca na mebo, I want to play Barca. Now,
there be no subject to transfer.
Yeah, anything.
As a Barca, yes, Kabidi, I had no. So, any mentor Frankie de Jong. I said, me,
that's what you want to
say. Me and Casa Manchester
United.
Yeah, Borno. Yeah, the contingent for England or Spain. And you have run to Casa Samasa. Barcelona no more. The ball and that coach I want in the free club.
Yeah.
I say Barcelona and a person ball.
Any dream club.
What now? Or to bend yourself.
If a South American say Barcelona and I say Spain, Madrid and a dream club, I don't read too much into it. Because then when you are growing up, because of colonization is your first love is those two clubs. But if a Dutchman or a European, and I understand the influence of Johan Cruyff in Dutch football with respect to Barcelona, but for them, it is true and true. AZ Akma, Ajax Amsterdam, final Rotterdam, some confirm will support when they grow up. They imbibe it into you, a European country. So if a European says that the dream club, and you say that, and now Ousmane Dembele say, when you say Ousmane Dembele did Ballon d'Or, or Kaoho, when he was thanking Rennes and Dortmund, he mentioned that the dream club is Barcelona. He did not hide it. So for a European to say something in the dream club, and they mean it now, it takes a lot for you to move them away from the club, and that is what Frankie de Jong is doing over there now. They are getting good ones, so it's which Midibesi, you're not rounding up, and then Europa League matches be brave, and there are league games that are also there, Coppa Italia and Italy, and I'm giving you these codes that we've worked on. It's Michelle, my coach Nution so first one a BW13 B5 E05A. Next one a BW13 5B5 BB34. Third one a BW13 B5 9787. And last one I'm Debemawano a BW13 B5 7BF1. Obey to make a screenshot to a TV, so our Facebook, our YouTube. Of course, and all of the social media handles. And so, Michelle, Oba on Sabeka. Thank you, Rich.
11-6 insurance of 4.5. Kofi Nasi na Gibson Holland on